Welcome into week 4 between the Hawaii Toucannons and the San Diego Drampas. Hawaii coming off a superb first win, and of course, San Diego still more than undefeated here through 3 weeks of play and leading the league in points across the board, which phenomenal job by them. Not only are they one of 3 remaining last undefeated teams here, they are leading the league at a superb rate in points. So we are underway between Hawaii and San Diego. San Diego leading out with Chimeco and Farigarath. Hawaii are gonna lead off with Halucha and their Garchomp. So we shall see what happens here between these two squads. San Diego likes to play a little bit more defensive until they get comfortable enough to start attacking. Hawaii is a bit more straight to the point and likes to attack right away, less set up on their end. And there is Hawaii Mega Evolving their Halucha, but there is San Diego Mega Evolving their Chimeco. And there's the close combat from the Halucha onto the Farigarath. Almost does about half. Of course, that defense and special defense is going to fall by 1. Earthquake incoming. Of course, the Levitate from Chimeco and is not going to affect the Halucha. Hawaii trying to get rid of this Farigarath as soon as possible. And there's a Twin Beam from the Farigarath. It's going to be good enough to knock it out. And a point to San Diego right here. And there's the Trick Room from the Mega Chimeco getting themselves set up here. Of course, San Diego coming in with a total of 37 points. And Hawaii is not too far off, or not doing too bad with 16 points through their first couple of games. Hawaii gonna send out their Rotom Wash. What does Hawaii have to respond to San Diego at this very moment? And there is a Hyper Voice from the Farigarath. And there is a Psychic from the Mega Chimeco. Almost knocks out the Garchomp. And there is a Thunderbolt onto the Mega Chimeco. Does about a 4th damage. And there is a Rock Slide onto the Chimeco and the Farigarath. A point to Hawaii. We are all knotted up. A point apiece. And that Leftovers is going to kick in for the Rotom Wash. Hawaii showing that they can compete here at the highest level. And there goes a Sylveon for San Diego's side. Of course, Hawaii took New York, one of the last 3 remaining undefeated teams, to a 3-match set. And of course got their first win against Buffalo last week. And they're here trying to topple San Diego here. And there is a Hyper Voice and another point to San Diego, knocking out the Garchomp. And here comes a Psychic onto the Rotom Wash. And there is just a point remaining for San Diego to win this match here. And there is the Incineroar. Still could do some heavy damage against both of these Pokemon and make this a more tightly contested game. Of course, a -1 attack to both Chimeco and the Sylveon. And there is Hyper Beam from the Sylveon onto the Incineroar. And it's going to leave the Incineroar with 11% of its health. The Citrus Berry is going to kick itself in. And here comes a Flash Cannon, and the Incineroar is just too slow. Still holding on to 18%. And here comes a Flare Blitz onto the Mega Chimeco. So a point to Hawaii. But we have to think of that recoil damage. And it's gonna leave Incineroar on 1% here. And there is the Sinistra for San Diego. So Hawaii at least getting themselves 2 points here within this first match set. The Sylveon has to recharge. The Flare Blitz is going to come out. Not enough to knock out the Sinistcha. So close to getting themselves to 3 points. And unfortunately, this Incineroar is going to go down. And the first match goes to San Diego. Hawaii trying to keep themselves in it. Very close as we get ourselves set up for match number 2. Welcome into match number 2 for the Victory Road League Week 4 matchup between the Hawaii Toucannons and the San Diego Drampas. San Diego rocking the same team that they did for match 1. Of course, Hawaii changing things up to their secondary team. Can they get the win? And we've got Lindo, coach of the Toronto Star Raptors, in the chat saying Matt in 2. Of course, San Diego picking up 4 points there plus their match set points, so they're sitting at 5 already through the first match here. And Hawaii still was able to pick up 2 points. Very impressive and very superb nonetheless. And here we are off to the races for match number 2 of our best of 3 between these two teams. Of course, San Diego walking in here 3-0, Hawaii 1-1, and Hawaii leading off the Venusaur Charizard duo, and for San Diego it is going to be the Drampa Farigiraf duo. Can Hawaii push this to an extended game 3 set? Of course, they, like I said, picked up 2 points here in that first set between these two teams. Or will San Diego sweep and keep themselves undefeated at 4-0? And the Mega Charizard X is coming out for the Hawaii Toucannons. And there's an energy ball from the Venusaur onto the Farigiraf. Does a decent amount of damage. And here comes a Dragon Claw onto the Drampa, leaving it with 9%. The Drampa's going to set up a Calm Mind. So something, if you're Hawaii, you want to get this off the field right away. The special attack and special defense is going to raise by 1. And that Trick Room is coming out for Farigiraf for San Diego. So now we have Trick Room set up for 4 more turns now. How do these two squads handle this moment here? Hawaii looking to get their second win here in the Victory Road League. And there is the Mega Drampa from San Diego's behalf. And of course, San Diego on a 3-game win streak, trying to make it 4. Leading the league in points. And there's an Earth Power onto the Charizard. It is a 1-hit KO. And that Mega Charizard is gone. That Calm Mind setup Trick Room is dangerous. And there is a Twin Beam from the Farigiraf onto the Venusaur. Unfortunately, is not going to be enough to knock it out. But still is enough damage. And there is a Sludge Bomb onto the Farigiraf. A critical hit. And no poison there. Luckily, if you are San Diego. And here comes my Milotic for Hawaii. Of course, Drampa and Farigiraf close to being knocked out. Venusaur close to being knocked out. Can Hawaii extend themselves to a 3-game set? And there is the Thunder, and the Milotic is going to avoid it. Here comes a Hyper Voice. It will be enough to knock out the Venusaur, so another point to San Diego. And here comes a Icy Wind for Hawaii. Good enough to knock out the Drampa, close to knocking out that Farigiraf, and it's going to drop the speed of the Farigiraf by 1. And there's that leftovers for Milotic here, giving itself a little bit of health. And the chat here is very much leaning towards San Diego's behalf, and here comes that Duraludon, and here is the Sinistcha for San Diego. So that Sinistcha is going to heal up Farigiraf just a little bit, putting it back to 29%. Trick Room, of course, still up for 2 more turns here. Does Hawaii have what it takes with this Archaludon and the Melodic to extend this to a 3-game set. And there's the Hyper Voice from the Farigiraf. And it's going to boost Archaludon's defense. And here is Machagacha from the Sinistcha. Does a decent enough damage on to the Melodic. But of course isn't going to do much to that. But the burn is coming through for San Diego. And that stamina is going to boost Archaludon's defense by 2 now. And the Icy Wind not going to do as much as possible, but that speed is going to keep falling. -2 to the Farigiraf. And here comes a Thunderbolt onto the Farigiraf. And there's another point to Hawaii. Hawaii not done just yet. We're even to the last 2 Pokemon. First, that burn. It's something to keep in mind for Hawaii's end. And here comes a Anacrid. Apologies for the mispronunciation. One more turn of Trick Room is what remains on the floor for San Diego. And there is a Machagacha from the Sinistcha. Almost knocks out the Melodic. It's gonna boost that defense though for the Archaludon. And it burns the Archaludon, so you both Pokemon burned here on the field. +3 defense for Archaludon. And Sinistcha is going to be back to 100%. And there's the liquidation onto the Melodic. The Melodic is gone. San Diego is 1 Pokemon away. 1 stubborn Pokemon away from getting themselves their 4th straight win to start this season. There's the Thunderbolt. The leftovers is going to kick in for the Anacrid. And there's the burn, leaving it now under health. But there comes that Citrus Berry, luckily. And the Twisted Dimensions are going to return to normal, so no more Trick Room on the field. Can Hawaii get this through and take us to an extended 3-game match? And there's a Thunderbolt onto the Anacrid, leaving it 20% health left. The liquidation is going to come out. Does a decent amount. Of course, that defense is going to go in. And it's a critical hit. +4 defense for the Archaludon now. And the Sinistcha is going to Life Dew, which will help out the Anacrid here as it is with 20%. Going to boost it back to 45. Plus the leftovers is going to take it to half health. And that burn is here. Hawaii, can you at least get a point is the question here. San Diego 1 Pokemon away from having a 4-0 start. There's the Thunderbolt onto the Sinistcha. The liquidation coming out, leaving it with 17%. Like I said, a very stubborn Pokemon here on the field for Hawaii. And there's the Machagacha coming out. Once again, leaving Archaludon with 4%. The burn is going to kill it. And folks, San Diego is starting off 4-0. And with picking up 10 points, they put themselves at a league-leading 47 points at 4-0. Folks, I have Matt, coach of the San Diego Drampas. First off, congratulations, Matt, for the win. You start off 4-0 and you are leading the league with 47 points, almost hitting that big 50. What was your mindset coming into this match and even during the match?
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit smooth-brained. I forgot he had a Charizard X, and he like literally showed me the team right before this too.
That's
yeah,
fair.
the second match, Jax definitely caught me off guard. He really beat me there at the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I gotta say, the Sinistcha with the Machagacha getting the burn, not only to the Melodic but also to the Archaludon was pretty huge for you to pretty much clutch out this win.
For real, I got lucky with that one.
The RNG gods
Like
were in your favor there.
he genuinely would have won if had it not been for that burn.
For sure, for sure. Now I must say, you are tearing this league apart, picking it win by win. Kind of walk me through your process as you're now sitting at 4-0. Like what is kind of your mindset when you're walking in here?
Like how I made my team, or
Well, no, just kind of I guess I should say kind of like your mindset. Like how do you approach each match now that you're sitting at 4-0 and undefeated?
I literally approach all of these guys like they could potentially knock me out in any second, which they can.
For sure. Now you had an of
Yeah.
course exciting matchup against myself last week. What is it? Is it a little bit more thrilling to go to a 3-game set? Of course, you've had two of them so far, week 1 and of course week 3, and then you've had 2 sweeps. Like, kind of what is your mindset when it comes down to that?
Well, I get more nervous because like it's super easy for me to lose there, but also like it's just like any other battle, you know.
For sure. Well, you take on the Portland Tricos next week. So best of luck to you as you try to aim to be 5-0, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, and we'll see you next week.
Next week.
All right. Folks, that was Coach Matt of the San Diego Drampas. They will take on the Portland Tricos next week in week 5's action, and Hawaii will drop down to 1-2. Still very much impressive from them on that end, and must say we look forward to seeing what they can do next week.